Hardscape Contractors, let's talk about the number one thing that make or breaks your business. It's having consistent lead flow. Now, referrals, relying on recycled leads, or even door knocking can work, but they're also very inconsistent. The number one thing, especially if you want to expand your company, hire sales reps, hire appointment setters, get an extra crew, is you need consistent high quality lead flow. And the way you ideally do this is by running paid ads. You need to have a paid ad system in place so that you have the confidence that when you're putting money into paid ads, you have an idea of how many leads you're going to get from that and how many of those leads you can turn into high quality outdoor living projects. Now, what actually even is a lead? Like, let's really break it down real quick. It's someone who's expressed interest of working with you, and they have a problem they need to be solved, and they have a desire that they need to be fulfilled. So they don't like their current outdoor space, and they want to get to the point where they have the dream outdoor living space, the patio, their pergola, the outdoor kitchen, for game days, for family gatherings, for time with the kids, for time with the family, all of that stuff. So what we need to do to then generate these kinds of leads is put out some kind of bait to attract people towards your hardscaping services. And this bait can be pictures, videos, or just any content related to your hardscaping company. And we need to place this bait in places where these leads spend a lot of time. Most of the time, that's Instagram and Facebook. And we place this bait and hang it directly in front of them so that if they're interested, if they're a good fit, they click on the bait, they qualify, they fill out your inquiry, and then they end up becoming a qualified lead for your hardscaping company. But the thing is most hardscapers never even tackle this barrier to entry and never dial in consistent lead flow. They think if they wait till the spring comes around or just ask for enough referrals or wait for more jobs to come through, that everything will somehow work out. And I'm here to tell you that the only way to get consistent lead flow, even if you've been in business for 4 to 5 decades, is by running paid ads. And let's just say, hypothetically, you could generate leads because of your network, door knocking, or word of mouth. And say you have multiple clients that come through that all send you multiple referrals. And then those referrals end up sending you more referrals in that 1 month. You now are dealing with a shit ton of work that you don't know how to handle. But then the next month comes around, or even the slow season and slow months come around, and then no referrals come through. No one in your network comes through. No easy sales come through. That's all gone. And you don't get the leads that you've wanted. Like, you've now built out all the systems to then manage a ton of workflow that you got for 1 month, but you're shit out of luck because now you're in a situation where you're jeopardizing your team, you're jeopardizing firing people, your sales reps are not happy with you because they're not making money, your appointment setters are not happy with you, and then everyone in your operations and department is also not happy with you because the team that you hired to handle the lead flow you got a few months ago is not the type of lead flow you're getting now when word of mouth in your network slows down. And now you're struggling to stay above water and pay off your credit card. So the most important thing you need is consistent high quality lead flow. People who have a desire, which is they want their dream outdoor space, and people who have a problem, which is their current outdoor living space does not fit their needs. And now, after establishing this key piece, there are a few things you need to dial in so you can maximize the amount of money you're making from paid ads. Number 1, the types of ads you're running. Number 2, the targeting for your ads. Number 3, the qualification page for your ads. Number 4, the back-end systems that new leads will get sent to. And number 5, your budget for these paid ads. For number 1, at the ad types element, you want to showcase a variety of pictures, videos, job walkthroughs, testimonials, before and afters, collages, you name it, you put it out there. Whatever media you're working with, use that at the beginning. And I recommend using a variety of ad creatives and ad types because it gives you a broad understanding of what homeowners are responding best to and then what type of ad creative is going to make the most money in your area. If you're getting a ton of high quality leads and estimates from running testimonial videos and before and after pictures, then continue to run those ads. Don't run ads that aren't going to work in your area. So running multiple different types of videos and pictures allows you to get a really broad understanding of what types of media is going to work best in your area. For number 2 is the targeting. You want to play around with multiple forms of targeting, from broad targeting, which is people who've expressed a broad interest in home improvement services. You want to also try using service-based targeting, which targets people who've expressed specific interest in specific hardscaping services. Along with that, financial-based targeting. Financial-based targeting targets people who are making more money, so you handle a financial objection beforehand, and these are people who have the money to invest in luxury outdoor living spaces. And lastly, you also want to play around with metas advantage targeting so that you can play around and see what they bring you from a lead standpoint as well. Playing around with multiple forms of targeting allows you to determine which form of targeting is going to work best with which type of creative in your area. You may find that before and after videos just work best, or you may find that video testimonials work best. Over time, you'll then begin to determine what targeting works best. You may find that advantage targeting with Facebook works best. You may find that finance targeting with Facebook works best. Over time, what the goal is with these ads for your hardscaping company is to double down on the types of ads and the type of targeting that bring in the most leads consistently. Double down, don't reinvent if you already have a working system. And for number 3 is the qualification page. Upon these leads inquiring to work with you, clicking on your advertisement, you want to send them to some kind of qualification page, pre-qualify them to the standards you have in place. And along with that, you want to disqualify anyone who's a tire kicker or who's going to waste time. Some basic qualifications I recommend having are number 1, like the project that they're looking for, what specifically they're wanting from a services aspect. Along with that, the timing for the job, and then any minimum financial qualifications. These 3 are a really good place to start. And then over time, based on the results that you get with having those 3 qualifications in place, you can make adjustments by adding more qualifications or taking away some qualifications. Number 4 is having the proper back-end systems in place for communication with these leads. We understand that you may not be in the position where you're able to outsource lead communication yet, or you may just not be in a position where you're able to get back to these leads right away because the demands of the work that you're doing is extremely exhausting and you're just not able to get back to everyone right away. It's very, very unrealistic. So upon these leads getting sent out to yourself, have an automatic chat system in place that communicates with them. They introduce you, they introduce your company, they remind them of why they're getting that text message, meaning the ad that they clicked on. And then along with that, they ask what time would be best to set up an in-home estimate. Along with having a few follow-ups automated within the first day, what you're going to want to have is another 5 to 10 days of automated follow-up. And what I mean by that is have structures, workflows, and automations built out so that when you put a client in a certain workflow, they automatically start getting new text messages. And I know this sounds all complicated. You could look up some YouTube videos. You could build out systems with this with like Go High Level or Zapier. You could build out workflows, automations, which will automate a lot of the manual work you're usually doing to communicate with leads. And then number 5 is the budget. If you're not prepared to set aside like at least a couple $1,000s to invest in yourself and actually make a change in your company, then this may not be the type of system that you want to implement into your business. You may just want to stay left behind, heading into the spring season, that kind of thing. For every $100,000 that you look to add every single month in revenue, set aside 2 to 4% of that. So set aside $2,000 to $4,000 for every $100,000 that you're looking to add in revenue. This is a good rule of thumb to follow. That budget will consistently put you in front of high quality, high intent homeowners, but then that budget is also enough to generate the lead flow that's going to break multi 6 figures in revenue for you on a quarterly basis. And with all this being said, like the last thing and one of the most important things, if not the most important, is how quick you're moving, the speed of implementation. A lot of hardscapers, they'll see this video and some of them will be like, oh, I'll wait till more jobs come through. I'll wait till this is handled. I'll wait till I buy my truck first. I'll wait till I get this new excavator. I get this new piece of equipment. I'll wait till I hire this or do that. Fact being and reason being, you're probably watching this video because you don't have enough of those things. Like you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you don't have the job flow, or it's a mix of all of those things. So just waiting for those things to magically fall into your lap is not what's going to change your situation. The reason you're on this video is because you haven't made some kind of serious commitment in your marketing before, and now you're dealing with the symptoms of that issue, which is like you don't have enough lead flow and job flow for the business. So the best time to make some kind of change and start implementing this into your hardscaping business is now, so that when spring comes around, when slow season also comes around after that, you're not struggling and you're not failing to keep these crews you've hired busy. And if all this sounds interesting, you want to learn more about the system, or maybe you want my team to potentially incorporate this into your business, you could shoot me a DM on Instagram or just click the link down below in the description, book a call with myself. I'll see if that we might be able to help you out. If I see where a potential good fit, I'll outline potential next steps and what that looks like from a financial investment. With that being said, implement this into your business. Do not waste time. Not a lot of hardscapers are jumping on this. So if you do, you could be one of the first ones to really get on this before a lot of people start jumping on this within the next few months as we head into these warmer months. And drop a subscribe, drop a follow on the Instagram. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM.